Hello, I'm TheZOMBIEJ. It's time for some serious talk. Yes, it's Lego. And, being a Bionicle fan is fun. I enjoy being part of this wide, diverse community of folks. I enjoy this community quite a lot. Be it G1 or G2, it is always fun to be part of the community and see what other folks are doing and kind of lamenting on the fact that, well, I could be doing stuff like this, but I just don't have the skill set. Or I'm lazy. Either way, yeah. But being a Lego fan, which I am not, I'm a fan of the Lego toys. Well, there's themes that I don't care about, and there's sets that I don't care about. But, point is, I'm a fan of the toys. I am not a fan of the corporation themselves, the company. I don't think I have a favorite company out there, because they're all just greedy corporate money mongers that don't make good products anymore. And they choose to blame the fans for subpar sales because they're dicks. Well, that can be seen as a bit of, how do I put this, simple-minded, but hey, it's the truth. Lego are a corporation that I have a strong dislike towards right now because of what they've done to throw Bionicle fans under the bus, as well as the theme under the bus. They canceled G1, and that burned us really badly. And ever since then, they've been burning bridges left and right with us. We are their least favorite community of fans. And this is where I get angry. Because why throw us under the bus, Lego, like you have been since G1's demise? Maybe even before then. Because there are so many things that were supposed to happen in G1 that were canceled outright, such as the Bionicle the album. That was canceled because they couldn't come to an agreement with Interscope Records. Why choose Interscope Records in the first fucking place, Lego? Think about it. Should have chosen, like, I don't know, Geffen Records or something like that. Maybe even, something to that degree. Yeah. Yeah, they should have chosen a different record label. Either that, or they should have just, damn, I mean, really. They should have just, taken the negotiations, that Interscope Records, they should have just negotiated and settled on something rather than, basically challenge Interscope and, just forego the project altogether. Well, this is just one example. There's also the 10th and 11th graphic novel. There was an 11th graphic novel? Well, there was going to be, but it didn't exist. There was also a planned two sequels to The Legend Reborn. We don't know the titles of those films yet. Probably The Legend Continues and the Journey's End. I don't know, maybe that. But again, sagging sales decline all the time, and this is no surprise for Lego. So of course, but it was their fault. The sales sagging for G1 was their fault, not ours. They intentionally butchered G1. with inferior plastics in 2007, thus the lime joints, and that's why we have the lime joint podcast. Hello there. And then 2008 came up. We got the lime joints. We got the '08 sockets. They brought those in intentionally to basically try to kill the theme quicker, because at that time in 2007, late 2007, the executives grew so fucking tired of this fucking theme, they were not going to give us 20 fucking years, regardless of what you might have to say or prove otherwise. The '08 sockets were brought in, and they were effectively the Achilles heel to Bionicle sets, and even the first Hero Factory sets. Wow. Talk about trying to kill a theme, Lego. You just suck. You really suck. You suck so much cock it's not even funny. The '08 sockets were a travesty, and they effectively were able to, decrease the lifespan of G1. They chose to do this, and it was all because the executives were tired of the theme and they wanted to focus on something else. A spiritual successor, Hero Factory. Well, we got Hero Factory for 4.5 years or whatever. Then they gave us G2, and yeah. G2, again, was a critical and financial failure. Lego still blamed us. And wrongfully, I would say. Now, going back to the fan ideology, the thing, being a fan of Lego in 2026 is embarrassing at this point. You will have those elitists that will smile, that will always purchase everything at launch and waste their money with a smile on their face. That's elitism, and it needs to stop. Buy only the sets you actually legitimately want, not everything at launch, you fucking just cunts. The elitists really ruin it for me at this point, and this is not just for Lego, it's for other toy companies as well, like Hasbro and Fisher-Price and whatnot. Mattel. I remember in the 90s, late 90s, probably 98 or 99. My parents bought my sister and I big old Fisher-Price toy chest from the 90s. I remember in an apartment we lived in. I'm not even going to talk about the apartment owners. They're just awful. But the toy chest housed a lot of our toys. Except for my Bionicles, obviously, because why? That's a stupid decision. And Fisher-Price, at the time, made solid, just reliable toy chests that could probably survive a nuclear war, but it's one of those things. It's made of one of those kinds of plastics. The plastic was just durable and reliable, and it was a fantastic piece of, plastic. I missed that toy chest greatly. The only reason we got rid of it was because there was a big spider in it, somehow, that crawled into it. And there's a joke in there somewhere, but I won't even bother. There's a spider in there, so we had to get rid of it, along with whatever toys were in there. Because who knows, the spider could have been, I don't know, spawning baby spiders. To basically, you know, I don't know, fill up the entire thing. I miss that toy chest. I do want to get the Fisher-Price toy chest back at some point. To hold all my Nerf blasters, the ones that I have left. To make my, you know, closet a bit more tidy. So there you go. But even in the 90s, companies like Fisher-Price were still making fantastic pieces. And even Mattel and other companies like... Well, even Lego was making fantastic Lego sets back in the 90s. And even Lego games were great in the 90s. You have the Game Boy Color games, Lego Alpha Team, and also Lego Island 2, The Brickster's Revenge. Yeah. Lego games were great back then. Nowadays, they're just crap. There's a new game from, like, last year or whatever that is balls. I still haven't heard the soundtrack, but I'll let y'all know when that happens. Yeah, Lego is making games in-house. I already reported on this. Go watch that video if you haven't already. Companies nowadays. Mattel, Hasbro, Fisher-Price, Lego, and probably others. Well, those are the big ones that I can think of. Oh, well, there's also Mega Blocks or Mega Constructs, whatever the fuck you want to call them anymore. Companies don't make good products anymore. They're hell-bent on making money, and so they will stick with the safer things that they choose to, you know, give to the people who want to buy this shit. Being a Lego fan, as embarrassing as it is, because of what this company has chosen to do in the past 6 years, maybe longer, ever since G2 died, ever since G1 died, ever since they replaced it with Ben 10 temporarily. Yeah, I'm still pissed off about the Ben 10 sets. Fuck those things. I still have Chroma Stone over there for some whatever reason. Because I had a series called The Adventures of Chroma Stone. I'll leave it at that because it was it was interesting. Obviously, that series is gone, and probably will stay that way, but... I never got the other 5 aliens. 5 or 6 aliens? There's 10 aliens, Lego, you fucking idiots! Ben 10 has 10 aliens! What were they thinking? Well, they thought that a wave of 6 was good enough. So, they picked out 6 of the best of the 10 aliens from Ben 10 Alien Force to, you know, turn into Lego sets. And, of course, they were simplistic as fuck. But the joints were still great. Yeah, those were the early iteration of the CCBS joints. The Ben 10 joints, yes. Yes. Yeah. So, you know, obviously the Ben 10 sets pissed a lot of fans off, and, well, they're still useful parts-wise, I mean, and you can combine the sets together to build stupid shit. But, yeah. That was another point where Lego fumbled. They gave us only 6 aliens, didn't bother with the other 4. And basically, it was a cash grab. Because, hey, Ben 10 was popular at the time. So, there you go. Cash grab. Give us your money, Ben 10 fans. Yeah, no. I don't care about Ben 10. Especially since Cartoon Network's box set was a complete fucking disaster. Ah, makes me want to throw up. Cartoon Network is another company that pisses me off. I used to enjoy watching Ed, Edd n Eddy on that back when it was being aired. Up until the 2009 film, or was it 2008? Whatever. But the box set that I have, that my sister bought at Walmart, does not include the movie or the 3 holiday specials. That's 4 things you're missing, not Lego, Cartoon Network. What the flying fuck? Fuck you. You ruined the Ed, Edd n Eddy box set for me by discounting the 3 specials and the movie as TV-only things. That... it just makes me want to cry because I love that show. That's my favorite Cartoon Network show of all time. They will never bring it back because fuck Cartoon Network. Nickelodeon is guilty of this too. Because SpongeBob is still going on. Even though there's like a shitty spin-off. There's a couple of those probably. And everything else they make is just garbage. I hate Nickelodeon. I hate Cartoon Network. Cartoons are just not fun anymore. I'd rather just watch the Bionicle 2015 animations, and those were abysmal. But going back to Lego, being a Lego fan in 2026 has got to be as embarrassing as possible. Either that, or some of you elitists out there probably think that Lego's in their golden age right now. I disagree 100%. They are just losing their minds over there. They have got to be losing money soon. Because, and they probably have, because once the corporation loses some money, their money will be affected, sales will drop. Maybe they will start to care and give us Bionicle G3. But I doubt it. Bionicle was something special when it came out. Not G2. It wasn't that special. It was bleh, not that great. But I like the sets. At least the sets were enough to draw me in. There are so many themes that LEGO has currently, like Technic. Technic is the only theme currently that I actually care about anymore, because, well, current theme that they have that I care about anymore, because everything else is just abysmal. Creator is actually decent. There's some good creator sets out there. Speed Champions is okay. There's some good Speed Champion sets that I actually have. Dom's Charger from the Fast and Furious, obviously, and the James Bond vehicle too. And I have about 4 other Speed Champions sets. Well, 3 because one of them was a 2-pack, and then a polybag set. But I like these Speed Champion sets. I've learned some things when building them. And that's really all that's noteworthy. But Creator still has some good stuff in terms of, you know, that theme. There are other themes that LEGO has that has some good sets that are probably worth the purchase. But why would you do that to yourself? They're overpriced. There are saboteurs in that company who are hellbent on bringing the company down by pushing forward, forcing horrible prices through the chain of command, beyond the chain of command, and basically without any input from the superiors. The superiors look at these prices and be like, alright, whatever, who cares? As long as we get more money out of it, we're going to push these prices and people are going to be suckers into buying the shit anyway. No, that doesn't work, Lego. Yeah. Lego used to make good stuff back in the 90s and the early 2000s, and even now they still make some decent stuff, but the quality of the plastic has gone down. The actions of the company are just abysmal. You take a look at Mask of Power, and I know I keep bringing it up, but it's goddamn true. Just let me have this. Mask of Power was canceled ruthlessly by Lego, and Team Konoha didn't fight it. They could have fought it, but that would, because I think their mindset was, oh, you don't dare challenge the mighty Lego. Well, that's why I'm here, fuckers. Questioning Lego for canceling a Bionicle game. They had a response. They blamed their own legal team for it. I think they were in cahoots with their legal team to bring down Mask of Power and basically erase it from the online. Well, you can still find the data for Mask of Power on the Internet Archive. Download that shit while you still can. It's a large amount of stuff. Make animations with the models from Mask of Power. And if Lego gets those taken down, Lego, you sadistic pieces of shit, what is wrong with you? This company is not nice. They're just a corporate structure. They are just greedy, capitalist pigs. All they want is money. And anything that is, not going to give them money doesn't deserve to exist. Their philosophy on this is, if it's not made by us, it doesn't deserve to exist. And this is where I have a huge fucking problem. You throw Bionicle, your own IP, under the bus, and then simultaneously you throw the fandom under the bus, but still give us a little bits of nostalgia, what with this minifig, with the GWP, with the Tahoe mini googly-eyed build. They do what's best for them, not for us. That is just being awful. I will say it right here, right now. The customer is always right, and the fan is always right, and the corporation is always 100% wrong. This is true for all industries. Say it with me, folks. Fuck you, Lego. Because what you did, Lego, over the course of just about two decades, was just abysmal. You are doing shit that makes us question your mentality. Now, there are the elitists who will come and defend Lego, simply being, they're a children's toy company, why should you care? Because I was a kid at one point in my life, fuck you. Over the years, I've grown to, especially the past 6 years, see through Lego for what they truly are, and basically read between the lines, and as I've said before with a Slayer reference, read between the lies of greedy corporations. No doubt Lego would lie their asses off if they had the chance, because they did. There was a Lego representative on social media that claimed the 2015 Wave 1 Bionicle sets sold well. Well, that was a complete fucking lie, and they covered it up, clearly. They covered it up. By covered it up, I mean they covered up the actual numbers, the actual legit sales for those sets. They tried to cover it up and they failed miserably. So, you don't lie like that, Lego. What does that say about you? It really does. Corporations always gotta look out for themselves and basically discount the lower end folks and also the customers. They don't care about the customers; they just care about themselves. Fuck us. I mean, really. They discount us as just people who buy their shit, and if they don't, whatever, they'll move on. Well, that's a pretty shitty attitude, Lego. And this goes to other corporations as well. So, while I can't consider myself a Lego fan, at least in terms of being a fan of the corporation, I can still say that, you know, building Lego sets is fun, is enjoyable. The quality is questionable, 100% anymore. It's like bootleg quality almost. It's getting there, actually. But, you know, there are still some Lego sets that are just absolute fucking balls, and most of them are the past 10 years or so, and they're only getting worse. Ninjago is not in a golden age. I've said this before. It's in its worst of its worst. Are you a Lego fan? Are you a fan of the corporation, or are you just a fan of the sets? The toy. Is everything I said here controversial? Probably. Is everything I said here you agree with? Or are you a Lego elitist and you disagree 100%? Let me know in the comment section below. I hope one day Lego learns their lesson and actually gives us something worthwhile. There's still some Technic stuff that's pretty damn good, like the $10 motorcycle that I'm going to get eventually. But again, the quality of the plastic and even the quality of the rubber for the tires. Yes, the rubber is in question too in terms of quality. Stickers and prints are also in question when it comes to quality. Quality is everything. You need to have the best plastic possible, and they're trying. They really are trying, Lego. Are trying to get the best plastic quality as possible. But they're also cutting corners, so they have to spend less. That's just being cheap. I mean, really. They're intentionally being cheap by cutting the plastic quality, again, because there's inconsistencies everywhere. And also, the instruction manuals are not the best quality of paper. The ink is not that great either. And, yeah. Yeah. So, let me know in the comment section below what you think. I'll be back on Wednesday with another video, because I'm taking tomorrow and the day after to catch up on some stuff. Videos I remember watching a couple of years ago and haven't watched in a couple of years. So, catching up on some of my favorite biotubers. Stay tuned for more videos. I'm TheZOMBIEJ. I'll see you folks. Have a good fucking day, and peace.